Okay.
Hello. Oh, look at you.
Hi.
Look at you.
Yeah.
At 6 a.m.
Yeah.
At
I'm
6
so
a.m.
excited to see everybody.
How are you?
I'm doing very well.
I am looking for something. We are live streaming now, right? Why aren't you?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Okay. So good morning. If you're just joining us, I'm going to be going back and forth because I'm admitting everybody in. I'm so excited to, be doing this today. And I know that people are joining us from across the world as well as across Africa. I'm so excited to be having this conversation about the future of work and what the future of work really means for Africa's youth. So, you're welcome to the second National Internship Conference. It's such a great honor to have you here. For over 11 years, I've worked at the intersection between education and employment in Nigeria. And one thing is very clear, that when it comes to youth unemployment and all of its accompanying challenges, no single stakeholder can actually solve all the problems. And so through my work at Shishawa and other platforms that I get to work with, one challenge that we often see is a lack of avenues to have this kind of conversations for multiple stakeholders to actually engage as well as collaborate. Most times, social entrepreneurs and workforce intermediaries often have to work in silos. And so we were thinking about how important social dialogue as well as collaboration is for different stakeholders across, local and national levels. And, like we're going to understand across the continent, how important these conversations are to solving the growing challenges when it comes to young people. And this is why we started the National Internship Conference to bring together stakeholders, key decision makers, industry leaders, as well as government representatives in the education, employment and development sectors to deliberate on crucial matters and map out strategies to move the sectors forward. And beyond internships, really, the conference seeks to contribute to the discourse on employability in Africa, as well as create a platform for public and private stakeholders to meet, collaborate, and birth sustainable initiatives to solve the problem of youth employment in Nigeria. This year's theme is the future of work. And in light of the ongoing pandemic, there's no better time to talk about the skills and the challenges associated with building a workforce of the future amidst all that is happening. And this is why we've brought together some of the world's brightest doers, like I call them, to talk about these issues. The first internship conference, was tagged "Why Internships Are Key to Developing Talent for Africa." And this year's theme is the future of work for Africa's youth. You will notice the focus on Africa throughout all of our conversations today. And this is because the challenges of skills gap, lack of data, lack of jobs really is one that affects us as a whole continent. And for this reason, we're launching a new platform that allows us to continue these conversations for the continent as a whole. Kindly join as we launch our next steps at the end of today's conference. It's on this note that I welcome you all to the National Internship Conference. It promises to be such an insightful time. So I don't get to do this alone. I'm not doing this alone today. I actually have so many people who are going to be joining me as coordinators today in today's conversation. I'm sorry, my phone went off. So I definitely I'm going to be having I'm going to be having Wura Musoro, sorry. Wura is passionate about youth empowerment and leadership in Africa. And she uses this as a means to address challenging social and economic issues. She's interested in the role of post-secondary education in Africa, as well as helping to shape the next generation of African leaders. She's also proactive